going to be getting our acceleration here with the Ranger Tremor. Peppy. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2021 Ford Ranger Tremor XLT. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with this Ranger. Check out the inventory link below. Let's get into the video. So under the hood we have a turbocharged 2.3 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. It's good for 19 around town and then 19 on the highway from a fuel economy perspective, and then power outputs are 270 horsepower and then 310 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of this particular Tremor, and first off I love the color combination, but popping here with the XLT, notice how you've got the halogen bulbs right here and there's no LED accent lights or anything like that. We still have the magnetic gray front grille here with the red accenting on the inside, and then you can see the tow hooks there at the bottom alongside the fog lights. Those are also halogen, and then also notice the kind of like approach angle here with the front bumper. Everything looks really good, but also is very practical for off-road use. You guys can remember I took one of these off-road earlier this year and, well, did really well. Coming around the side here, we've got two 65mm tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see we've got the dark metallic gray for the coloration on the wheels, and they have that cool off-roader type look. Now coming over here, notice the tread pattern there on the tires, super aggressive. Again, these get really good grip with off-road conditions. There's a quick look at the front suspension. Notice the fender flares are also painted in that gray, and then also the trim around the XLT logo. We've got the black mirrors which match the door handles and the Ford key system, well, door unlock system. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we have the rock rail side steps here on the side, and then here is our full side view on the truck. And then popping here to the rear, we've got the Tremor sticker there on the back, and then you can see you've got the leaf springs right there in the rear as well, and that's all for that. So popping here into the rear, we have 1,465 pounds of payload capacity. Now this particular one doesn't have bed liner or anything like that, so you guys can see everything is exposed, which completely fine. It's easy to add bed liner after the fact. We've got the cargo lights there at the top, and well, that's all for that. So we're going to close that up, and then you guys can see here with the rest of the rear, we've got the taillights here on the Ranger, which I think look really good at night. They're very distinctive. We've got the parking sensors here on the bottom of the bumper, again the metallic gray as well with the receiver hitch right there, and exhaust tips sticking out of the back, and well, that's all for that. Now here's the door panel on the back of the Ranger, so notice we've got the padding right here, and then we have the vinyl / Alcantara seats here, just like what you would have in a Ford Focus RS. So it's pretty cool to see that. Got the floor mats just down below there, rubber floor mats, and then we've got all the charging ports and the outlet and all that fun stuff right there. And you guys can see space back here is really good, and so yeah. Here's the door panel at the front. So notice there's actually cloth trim right here, and then you've got the padding just down below. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. We've got all of our window controls right here. And then we have the front seats which say Tremor on them. And again, you've got the Alcantara here in the center, which feels very nice to the touch. The seats are manually adjustable. There are the pedals at the bottom. Got our light controls right here. The mirror adjustments right there. The steering wheel is manually adjustable. And there's one more look before we pop in. Do 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 do. Here's the steering wheel in the Ranger Tremor. You guys can see that we've got the leather all around the steering wheel with the stitching here on the center portion. We have our volume controls over here with the home page, voice command controls, phone controls, all that fun stuff. Cruise control on the other side with the controls for the center screen. We have our turn signal stock. We have our windshield wiper stock, and that's all for the steering wheel. Now here is the center gauge cluster right here, and you guys can first see we've got that center screen right there, which you've got some different menus you can scroll through to get different bits of information on the truck itself. You guys can see like truck info. That's great for off-roading, right? Being able to see that stuff. But aside from that, we do have some different drive modes. We got our normal, grass, gravel, snow, mud, ruts, and then our sand mode as well, which will change the drive line and all that stuff depending on what you need. And yeah, that's all for the center. One thing I love about the Ranger Tremor is it has a bunch of auxiliary switches, just like the Raptor. They're here on the dash. It's a nice integration, I think, for something that's kind of been plopped on after the fact. It looks like it's part of the truck, which is great. Now, popping down below, we've got the infotainment system, which has trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and then you've got the zoom function as well. Notice how it's all centered with the receiver hitch. Moving on from that to the rest of the infotainment system, response time on the screen is great. It's easy to use as well, and I think it looks nice, and it's nicely integrated into the dash. We've got all of our radio controls right here, and then the climate controls as well. This does have a dual zone climate, and then down here we've got the 12 volts. We've got the USBs just down below there, and then we have like our off-road cruise control here, auto stop start locker for the rear, trailer tow mode, stability control. This is the drive mode select, that TM button, and then the drive line select right next to it. Shifter for that 10-speed automatic with the manual shift function, and then there is the sport mode right there. We've got our parking brake. We've got some cup holders right here, some storage space here at the center console, nice padding here on the top of it. Got the Ranger logo over there, and then you can see the glove box situation. We just have like a regular mirror sunglass holder, which is nice. And then as for the rear window, it is fixed. So there's quite a bit of glare, but you guys can probably see the window sticker here on this Tremor XLT Ranger. And there, it doesn't want to focus, but that was supposed to be the optional equipment. Anyways, total MSRP $42,240. And that all being said, wait for it, wait a little bit longer. Let's take it out and see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's your visibility of the hood, both the mirrors. Again, they do have blind spot. And then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Oh, setting off here in the 2021 Ford Ranger Tremor XLT. And it's been quite some time since I've driven a Ranger and a Tremor as well. You guys know I'm a pretty big fan of the Tremor package. When I took the Lariat Tremor off-road, it did really well with high-speed stuff and with a little bit of crawling. And so yeah, off-road, this truck is fantastic. But the big question I want to answer today is, you know, should you get the Lariat or should you get the XLT? And hopefully I'll be able to answer that for you guys after today's video. Maneuverability with the truck is great. So that's definitely a huge plus with the Tremor package. I just popped it into the S mode if you guys were wondering. Way more responsive, wow. Like I was pressing the throttle about the same amount as I was when I was just in the regular driving mode, but once you pop into S, it just picks up. Wow. It's peppy, that is for sure, I will say that. Yeah, ride quality with the Tremor is great. It's a good daily driver truck. The seats are comfortable, and these seats stay pretty neutral temperature wise because of the inserts in the center. Right, if it was all vinyl, it'd be kind of, you know, cold on those edges, even though vinyl does warm up relatively quick. But the center, again, like I said, that stays pretty neutral temperature wise, which is nice. So cool in the summer, and then it'll be a little bit warmer in the winter, which is, you know, a big positive. We're going to be getting our acceleration here with the Ranger Tremor. Peppy. Yeah, so you guys know the 10 speed's great, and yeah, this is just really good from an acceleration perspective for a mid-size truck. It actually feels quick. Most mid-size trucks feel pretty slow. I mean, I had that Tacoma Trail Edition a couple weeks ago, and that thing just, yeah, it didn't feel like it was really moving. This, on the other hand, it actually feels like it just gets up and moves and accelerates when you press the accelerator pedal. So yeah, the Ranger is just great in general. So let's sum things up, give this a score, and answer the question of whether or not you should get this or the Lariat. So first off, exterior wise, I think it's a great looking truck. Interior wise, I think it looks good for you know, kind of being like a middle of the line off-road package mid-size truck. And then in terms of the driving, it's smooth, it's comfortable, it's a great daily driver, and then it has crazy off-road capability, and I learned that earlier this year when I took the Lariat off-road, like I said. So yeah, as a, you know, mid-size off-road package for about $40,000, I mean, this is so much. I just had that Tacoma Trail Edition, which was the same price as this, and this has a lock on the rear. The Trail Edition did not. This has skid plates. The Trail Edition did not. This has more aggressive tires. So yeah, this is like a 9.5 out of 10 for this segment. It's that Trail Edition was cool, but this is way better than that Tacoma Trail Edition. So yeah, really high score. And here's what I have to say is, if you don't care about the heated seats, you don't care about having power adjustable seats, and you know, the extra stuff that comes with the Lariat, you just want the Tremor package, and you want the looks, you want the capability, and you want pretty much all the features you need and none of the features you don't need, XLT. I think it's a great route to go for. It's a really good truck. And so yeah, I think this is the Tremor package you get because it's also quite a bit more affordable. Now that's going to sum things up for our video on this 2021 Ford Ranger Tremor. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry H. Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with the Tremor. Check out the inventory link below. I'll see you all in the next video.